Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Immortals Inc. YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Your support is what makes this channel possible and keeps us going. It would mean a lot to us and really support the channel by clicking the subscribe, like, or notification bell.
Yeah.
If you are impressed by what you see and want to support us even more, check out our Patreon.
Yes.
With Patreon, you get early access to our YouTube shorts, behind-the-scenes information, how we work, and direct contact with the store owners and creators.
Yes.
A link is in the description. Hope to see you in the comments and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. It's Carlos from Immortals Inc. Podcast, and I have Mikey with me as always
What's
on the
up?
mic.
What's up, guys?
And today we brought in a special guest, Charles.
Hello.
He's going to talk a little bit about Flesh and Blood, the TCG card
Dude,
game.
I'm sure people have heard about it. I mean, the hype has been, kind of exponentially growing here.
Well, the reason was because I didn't, you get a lot of card games that are new and different, and then they either take off or they don't. But, Flesh and Blood kind of crept up on me, because, they had a crowd and it was coming in regular. Then all of a sudden I'm buying a lot of Flesh and Blood, and all of a sudden they're asking us for, what's the latest one, the ProQuest?
Yes.
They send to come in. So, but I thought I'd bring somebody in because Charles has been here, as soon as we started, and he's,
been
really
supporting
excited.
from day one.
And you're a
for
judge,
sure.
right? Aren't you a judge or something? Yeah, so.
Not only that, dude, tell us about some of the tournaments you've been a part of, dude.
I've participated in 2 nationals so far. I qualified for Pro Tour 3 back in April.
Dude, what?
Done a bunch of ProQuest and a bunch of grassroots tournaments hosted. It's just a really fun game and a great community to be a part of.
Have you traveled to do these? These aren't local, right? What's the farthest you've been? From Cleveland, Ohio.
So far, I think Vegas.
Nice. Shout out the Sphere. You guys see the Sphere?
Huh?
That new Sphere in Vegas. It's a new venue, concert venue, and it's like a legit Sphere.
Yeah, it's a giant dome. As we were flying in, the guy sitting next to me pointed out. He's like, "Yeah, look, there's a dome and everything." And I was like, "Oh, cool."
Nice.
Yeah,
So
I haven't been in a few years to Vegas, but I like it. It's just a good people watching. I'm not a big gambler, but it is funny. But back to Flesh and Blood. What is Flesh and Blood?
So Flesh and Blood is a card game similar to, I would say, a little bit of Pokemon and Magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In most senses, you are 1v1. They did just release their UPF product, which lets you play with 4 people.
Sort of like a commander.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, we have it in store actually.
Oh, that big box?
Yep.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought it
The
was
guy
just,
who buys the stuff, ladies
I
and
know,
gentlemen,
it's
right here.
What's this big box?
This is
Whatever.
the guy who buys the stuff.
Somebody will buy this.
just ask him and he obliges.
Yeah. So is that what that is? Make it a 4-player game.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was like a teach people to play. Oh, no, that's
you can
even
also
better.
use it for that.
Yeah, and it comes with a big mat,
Mhm.
four different decks. Okay, cool. That makes more sense on why they did that now.
And what's the play structure like? What is it structured around?
So a normal game of Flesh and Blood would be you versus one other person. So essentially think of it like a fighting game. You're going to select a hero, and your deck is essentially all your moves, whether it be blocking, whether it be attacking, whether
That's pretty cool.
Is it for that hero? So
Yeah.
this is your guy. It's like a commander. I don't want.
So
I hate to compare it to Magic so much.
no
but
worries. It gets that comparison a lot. So you have your hero, and then the cards your hero is allowed to use are designated by its class and then talent type. So you have a hero like Dorinthia, who's a warrior, so she can use all the generic cards, and she can use all the warrior cards.
Okay.
Okay,
then-
so that's class specific basically.
Yep.
Or just like the original ones you could use.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they expand the card pool pretty regularly. And you also have, they introduce new heroes, so you'll get a warrior, but then this warrior will also have a subtype or a talent. Like you have Bolton, who is a light warrior. So now he can use all the light cards, all the warrior cards, and then he gets his own light warrior cards.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, okay, that makes sense. How many classes are there? Is it unlimited or just?
There are, I believe, 13 right now.
Oh, so a lot. Okay.
With more on the way, and classes people anticipating because they've teased in a lore book they made when the game first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, that's cool. How long's the game been out anyway?
I think it's approaching year 4.
Oh, That's pretty stable then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a pretty big community. I didn't realize how big it was.
We had a community here. It started on Sundays, right? Didn't it start on Sundays, and then we moved it to Mondays, and now we have such a good community here. It's really cool to see how fast it grew.
You guys play like classic Instructed. That's what you prefer for the army, you know.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the guys here prefer.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of drafting and of anything. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, they're trying to get more people into the draft scene. So like this new set, essentially tried to fix a bunch of their problems with draft by just making it one class.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have your people who aren't going to like it, and you have your people who love it.
As always, right? Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing with any other card game. They have different formats, so maybe I could see them trying to do that. The new set just came out. Actually, well, we just had the pre-release, and whenever this comes out, it's probably going to come out in a week, probably next week. So, it would have been released a new Bright Light set. That's the draft set they were talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so, is it easy to learn?
Yes, it's very easy to learn, and it's going to take you a while before you can get to that point where you feel like you're actually good at it.
Oh, okay. But to sit down and play it, like if you play it the first time, is it one of those games you have to do like 3 or 4 different times, or can you like grasp it within the first game?
I believe you'll be able to grasp it within like your first 3 turns, and you'll understand, I can't take that much damage because now you're always on the back foot, or, I didn't do enough damage to try to pressure my opponent.
Is it easy to get the cards out, or do you have to have a... You know how Magic, we're going to go back to Magic, is the mana clot or the mana...
So Flesh and Blood fixed that problem where your resources are also your hand. So the cards in your hand are your defending cards, the cards in your hand are your attacking cards. Your card can be used 3 different ways. So you can use it to defend, you can use it to attack, and you can pitch it, which is the zone for your resources.
Oh.
And in the corner, I think it's the top right corner of the card, you have 3 pitch values, which are 1, 2, and 3, which are designated by the colors red, yellow, and blue. And if I pitch a blue, now I essentially have 3 resources.
Oh, to cast other stuff. Okay.
Oh, that's how the colors work.
So as long as you have hands in your cards, you have the ability to play more cards. So you don't ever want to have no cards in your hands. Is there a hand limit? Or a size limit to the deck? Or a hand?
No worries. Most heroes have 4 intellect, which is located on the bottom left of the hero. Some have different, like there's a hero with 3 intellect, but that's how many cards you would draw up to at the end of your turn. So
so it's multiple, not just one.
Yep.
So you can build. Okay.
Yeah, unlike other TCGs where you draw your card at the beginning of your turn, Flesh and Blood you'll draw up at the end of your turn. So if you have 1 card left over, you'll draw up until you have 4.
Oh. Well, I like that because you go crazy on your turn and then still draw cards, so the other person knows. You can't have that I'm empty or I got no cards deal at the end of your turn, so you can't defend yourself. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Keeps the games going. Now, basically, I wrote down questions because I felt I needed to be more professional.
No Super worries. Professional interview here.
Yeah. Cost to start it, to get into it. Is it the $5,000?
Is it the Warhammer 40K?
Yeah, is it the Warhammer 40K or is it the Pokemon?
Pokemon
like deck.
It's a little more expensive than Pokemon, but so they have multiple formats out already where you can start the game, where if you're just interested in learning it, playing it. It gets a lot of flack online from other people saying the game's way too expensive. It's only for like the collectors, but
I'll comment on that because I think what happened was when it first came out, it was super popular because everybody wanted to play it, and then they sold out immediately. And then what happened is everybody wanted it. It drove the price up really high. So then the collectors are part of it. And I kept saying, I think you were around. I kept saying, or I called distributors. In fact, that company called us, Flush, and that's how we got in. They actually called us, which was nice on their end. I said, hey man, you got to get product. I go, because if your stuff is real high in value, it's cool, but it's going to kill the game because nobody can play it. You know, you can't build a community and you can't get anybody to play it. So I think, and then a lot of people got that myth that it was expensive to play. So
yeah,
if you believe that, if you still think it's expensive to play Flesh and Blood, it's not. You can get whatever you want, whatever you need.
They just reprinted one of the most expensive cards in Bright Light, which is the Spring Tunic, and it dropped the price of Spring Tunic a considerable amount. A lot of your commons and rares are just essentially bulk to most people. So go to an armory, meet the people, and just say, hey, I've been interested in this. and I'm pretty sure they will all bring you a box of cards to say, okay, this should help you
I
class.
have seen you guys do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The armor event he's talking about is Flesh and Blood supports the local stores. They send us kits, which has promo cards and mats and everything to give away.
Yep.
And we do it once a week. And
Mondays 6:30.
yeah, so they come in, you pick the format, which is classic constructed, and they come in and they play, and then they get the promo cards. And at the end of the month, the way we do it is we raffle off the play mats to anybody that's been there the whole time. Just your name goes into a hopper, and then we just draw a name randomly. But I think that works pretty good. But that's what the armor events are.
Yep.
And it's a good way to learn how to play. It's a good way to, learn how to play. You guys get competitive sometimes.
I feel like you guys are casually competitive.
Yeah, casually
they're
competitive.
you're not toxic competitive, but you're competitive.
That's probably one of the best ways to put this armory.
Yeah.
I go to a decent amount of armories a week, and I gotta say that this is one of the more competitive ones I go to.
Oh, is it?
But
Okay.
You have,
whoops.
Nice.
I think, out of
We got some heavy hitters over here at
think
Immortals.
we actually do, which is the fun part.
Nice.
So if you're out there and you want to,
you want some challenge? Come see Charles.
I'm not the best one.
there's a couple guys.
I know you're humble, but let's say you are very talented. You've been across the nation.
There are a couple guys that walk in on
I know.
Mondays, and they're like, you could tell they just got that look.
No,
like,
they're determined. They don't even say hi to us. They walk straight back there, and it's like, all right, he's
they
about
walk
to do
by,
some damage.
put the money on the table, and walk on.
But it's great having people like that. Like, having the range means, because no one here is to the point where they're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna help that person learn the game better.
No, you guys
Armories are for that reason. You help the person. If they make a mistake, you let them take it back. It's not super competitive. But they do serve a whole another function too. So Flesh and Blood likes to reward their players. So essentially, if you're a grinder, you go to 9 armories a week. Every win is 3 XP, which then can qualify you for bigger events like the Pro Tour, like Nationals, and things like that.
Oh yeah, because they do keep track. They have a software themselves. They have their own reporting program. It's pretty good software actually. I was intimidated at first because I'm terrible with that stuff. But once I saw it, I'm like, oh. And then, good thing you were here half the time because I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, push some buttons, Charles. I don't know what's going on. And it is funny because sometimes we'll forget to end the event, and one of them will be like, "Hey, end the event," like in Discord or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah. But anyway, yeah. So they report, and it's really easy, and you do get those points, and it's on their point, their thing, and it's like it's just a lot of fun. It is a fun game. What do you like best about it?
The interaction. One of my first card games was Magic, and not drawing lands, things like that created a bunch of non-games. Flesh and Blood, there's very few times where you'll have an actual non-game.
Oh, so there's always a chance.
Yep. There's, okay, if I do everything right, I could pivot the game back into my favor. Or, all right, things are getting out of control, or I can't really do anything, so I guess I can just block with this hand and protect my life total until I can do something.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that would be a downfall of Magic as a mana. You're like, you're done. Especially if you're like 2 turns in, you're done.
Yeah, it's like anticipated doom versus okay, I have a chance here at all times.
No matter what, I can pull myself out of this, which is fun. It makes games more fun that way.
That's nice.
Where can you see Where can you see improvements in this? Like, if you had to say anything that you'd like to see an improvement on.
There's not much they haven't tried to improve already. I would say give us more lead time for bigger tournaments, and I think they're slowly improving on that as well.
Oh, notifications about
yeah, like they told us we were going to know where Worlds was back in April, but then it was like 3 months later before we actually knew where Worlds was.
Oh, and that's a worldwide tournament.
Yes, so
it's
that's
kind of important to know where you're going to be, where you want to be.
Yeah, this year it'll be in Barcelona.
Okay, that would be a big deal to know how to.
Yeah. By the way, you're in Barcelona.
But,
South Korea.
Yeah, it's something I really can't put on them too much because with a bunch of other TCGs going on, and it seems like they're all fighting for the same venues.
Yeah.
So when you're not the top dog of all of them, you gotta sit there and wait until they get back to you, and you can't get back to your players. But
I'll tell you what I do like about Flesh and Blood, as I've noticed, and I don't know if they do it on purpose, but they never release the same time those other card games do. Like literally the big card games, they're all releasing. It's almost like they seem to like, all right, we're gonna do this date, and then they start fighting for that date, and it puts a lot of stress on me as a store owner because I gotta buy them all. Like Flesh and Blood's like, oh, by the way, Flesh and Blood's coming. Oh, okay, it's not so bad. I don't have like 18 different card games coming at each other. So I think they're a lot easier going.
It might change for you next year. There's supposed to be 4 draftable sets next year.
Nice.
I'll deal with that. But
at 3 months apart, you should be all right.
All right, cool.
As it changes, that's funny.
Well, thanks, Charles, for coming in.
No problem.
Maybe
Thank
come
you for
back in
having me.
again. We'll talk
Yeah,
some
thanks,
more.
Charles.
Or maybe we do some gameplay or something. We should be
some gameplay. Maybe get another one of the buddies to come in and talk about it. So whatever.
Yeah, because we want to do a lot. If you're interested in Flesh and Blood, come on down Monday nights here at Immortals Inc. From 6:30 to
Mondays.
9:30. Yeah, we're pretty good about it. And then if you like this, subscribe.
ProQuest is on the
October
ProQuest.
29th.
Yeah,
29th.
Yeah, we're having it here. Register early because there's only so many spots. You can go right to our website, immortalinc.com, hit the store, and look up ProQuest. We'll be right there.
I'll be your judge for the event.
Yeah, this is our judge, so cool.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching.